Hey guys, welcome. My name is Pam Lawhorn, and this is our very first live hangout. And I mean, it's literally my pleasure and my honor to be here to introduce Skinny Body Care and the man of the hour for me, Mr. Tim Miller. I mean, hey guys, welcome. My name is Pam Lawhorn, and this is our very first going on live hangout. And I mean, it's literally my pleasure and my honor to be here to okay, technology, can't live without it, must live with it. Okay, let's try that again. So Tim, can you hear me?
I can hear you well.
Okay, perfect. So I had
I can hear you good.
Okay, perfect. So I had my feedback playing of me playing live. Okay, so let's try that again, guys. Welcome. That's too much coffee in my system. But welcome. This is like our first ever hangout for the Skinny Body Care Dream Team. And it's really my pleasure, my privilege, my honor, every other word I can come up with right now to be able to be here first and foremost, and then also to have the opportunity to speak with the gentleman that I'm going to introduce you guys all to, who really, truthfully, doesn't need an introduction. I mean, everyone knows him, but I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on him, just to give you a brief introduction of him, and then I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about himself. But I've had the pleasure of knowing Tim Miller really for just a short amount of time, and truthfully in that short time he's become a really good friend to me because he's just so nice and easygoing. But this guy is I don't want to say a veteran in the industry, but in comparison to me, he's been in the industry so long, and in the short amount of time I've known him, I've learned just so much. I mean, so he's got this enormous amount of wealth of knowledge. And I mean, anyone who's around him for longer than 5 minutes, it's just going to rub off on you because he's so generous with everything that he says, does, and I mean, literally just gives of his heart and soul. So what I wanted to do today is, because we were starting up these hangout sessions for the team, is take a moment to talk to Tim Miller, who is a $1 million earner with Skinny Body Care, has been with the company for 3.5 years. Maybe a little bit, and just have him share some information with us about what's going on with the company, why with the company, and just really give some insight on how he ended up with Skinny Body Care and why I'm so excited about being here that I can barely get my words together. So Tim, I'm going to turn it over to you because I wrote a whole bunch of things about you that I was going to say, but then it kind of sounds a little corny, so I said, let me just let you talk about you and how you ended up with Skinny Body Care. So I'm going to turn it over to you because this is like your debut. So let me turn it over to you, and you can tell everyone about you and how you ended up at Skinny Body Care.
Hey, Pam, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you perfectly.
Awesome. Well, I'll just, I guess you just want me to share my story with you and everyone that's on here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my home. I'm here in Arlington, Texas. This is my first time doing a Google Hangout. This new technology is kind of weirding me out. If you happen to hear kids or dogs in the background, I apologize, but I am proud to say I work from my home, so I don't have to fake it to make it. This is, you're in my home right now. So I'm going to try to have fun with this, but I've been fortunate and blessed enough. I've been around the industry for now well over 26 years. Made a lot of money in this industry, but I've had the ups and the downs just like anything else, typical in the business atmosphere. But I've been blessed. But I was promised something years ago about this industry that never really came to fruition, and that was true residual income. You know, we'd always hear the stories about getting involved in a company, working hard for a while, and then to be able to continue to receive checks. And all of the companies that I worked with, if I didn't work them consistently, then the checks would not be consistent. And right before I joined this company, I happened to be the #1 earner in a travel business. Did very well with it, brought in over 30,000 people on my team over a period of 3 years. I was the #1 earner in that company but there were some issues there, especially with ownership.
Stories about getting
very important. I'm hearing feedback here. But that's very important in this industry, is the ownership and the leadership and the management. And I was dealing with something that I became very uncomfortable with, where the owner was making some, I'll just say, weird decisions that weren't good for the field. They were more about him, the company making money, but he forgot about the guys out here in the field, myself, the team, and others that were building that company. But because I'm a loyalist, now I'm not going to get into a debate here or a conversation about working multiple deals. I never have. I've been trained by the best in the industry. Matter of fact, my mentor in this industry, the one that literally trained me about 10 years ago, by the name of Richard Call, he's made over $50 million in this industry, and that's where I learned. And focus was one of the main things he always taught me. You have to find a home, and you just gotta run like there's nothing else left in you for a few years to make it happen. Well, because of my loyalty, I couldn't just walk away from that company, because I had team members that believed in me, and I'd sold that dream for 3 years. So it became an internal battle, and I kind of stayed there longer. And excuse me, my phone is ringing here. I kind of stayed there 90 days longer than I should have, and that kind of put me in a financial predicament. So I'm going to tell you up front, when I joined this company the end of January of 2011, I was broke. And what I mean by broke is broke. There's no other way to explain it. I was 2.5 months behind on my rent, 3 months behind on both my automobiles, one with Acura Credit, one with BMW Motor Credit. There's a story behind that BMW. I actually received that BMW as a car bonus with the company I was with. And there are companies in this industry that pay these things called car bonuses, where they will give you X amount of dollars per month for you to buy your dream car. What they don't tell you is if you don't maintain your qualifications, you don't receive that check, but you've gone out there and tied your credit up, your down payment up, and if that money doesn't come, that car has to be paid for. And I got myself in a bind to a point where my wife literally went out and got us on, they don't call them food stamps, called an EBT card here in Texas. And I made the decision one night, after praying and literally after crying, that I had to make a change. I had taken a look at this thing called Skinny Body Care. Someone sent me over a free tour site, literally. And I put in a fake name because I didn't want my name on anything. And I put in my email address. And it started sending me these emails of people joining in my power leg. And I didn't understand it, but I did have enough sense to go in and log in and look at my back office. And I saw the compensation plan, which literally made no sense to me. And I say that to say that I'm from the industry and I'm about the industry. I know compensation plans. And when I ran the numbers on this compensation plan, I realized this company's paying out too much money. There's no way on earth a network marketing company that I've seen in 20-some years paying out 80% on the front end and 70% on the back end. That's just, the math doesn't work. The company has to make money. And I couldn't figure it out, but if it was true, I was wise enough to at least ask the questions of how in the world are you doing this? And I had my sponsor get me on the phone with Ben Galinsky before I pulled the trigger. He's our owner and CEO, just an awesome dude is what I call him. And I asked him the right questions. Now, I didn't just ask him questions. Again, I asked him questions from being in the industry that very few people would know to ask. But the main question I had was, how in the world are you paying out 80%? I'm running these numbers. How can you pay this with no breakage in here? And he explained to me that we have no corporate office. I work from my home. There's no reason to me spending $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month for a corporate office and hiring employees. All of my employees, they work from home. I pay them well. It's all virtual, meaning I can see, literally, he can see the customer service calls, when they call in, when they log out, what was said, everything virtually because of technology. He said, I'm able to open up other countries, unlike other companies that spend years trying to get into countries. Right now, we're in over 100 countries. We're in 142 countries, to be exact, if I'm not mistaken. Shipping all over the world, and it's all seamless. And he explained to me that everything I've touched, I pay on time. My biggest thing is I understand you guys out there in the field, I pay on time. And that meant a lot to me. So Pam, I made the decision on the end of January 2011, I got started. I put my head down. I have a quote I use. I say, get low and grow, and that's what I did. I didn't ask questions. I didn't even need an upline. All I needed was my couch, this computer, and I went to work, and I started posting and blasting. We'll get to that later. But first 6 months made over $100,000. First year, which was 11 months, actually, made over $250,000. In the second year, made over $500,000. Just at $1 million. So I've made last year. So I've made right at or right over $2 million in this company in 3.5 years. And it's not about me, because I'm the type of guy that can join a network marketing company and make money. But when your team is winning, when your people have a fair shot, it's not about the millions. I could care less about money right now. I could walk away from this. But to see each and every one of you grow and doing it the right way in the right type of company in this industry that has its good and its bad out here. But we're doing it right. We're doing it with a real product that people are having results with. We're doing it with integrity. We're doing it with the morals of this company is right. And we're teaching people to retire, to work this business for the next 2, 3 to 5 years and be able to walk away and make wise investments and wise choices with your money. Not out here buying Bentleys and Lamborghinis. If you want to see all that stuff, this isn't the company for you. We may have people start doing it. Me personally, I don't do it. If you come to my house, you wouldn't have a clue what I earn, because I'm a big saver. Because I don't ever want to go back to where I was. I want to be one and done, and I'm going to do it here with Skinny Body Care. And we have one dream here: is we're going to take this company to $1 billion. And we're always looking for good quality people that want to run and get out here and change their lives at the same time of helping other people change their lives. Back to you, Pam.
All right, Tim, I need you to hit your screen. I think your screen went dark on you. So if you move your mouse area, that should bring you back in. We need some light back on you.
I don't see. I have no idea. Let me turn my lights on here. Hold on.
Okay. All right, so guys, while Tim is doing that, here's the thing that, see, I come from a background of working in, well, I won't say I'm a technology geek because I'm definitely not that, but, you know, working in websites, design, and behind the scenes kind of stuff, and showing people how to make money online. That's kind of my background. But here's the thing that's really just amazing about all this. You don't have to have, like, people tend to think that you have to have all of this technical skills. You have to be able to know how to know a computer inside and out, know the internet inside and out, be able to have 10 million skill sets. I always say that's not the truth. What you need to know how to do is be consistent, be persistent, take action, even if it's imperfect action, taking it on a consistent basis. And that's the thing that has gotten Tim to definitely where he's at. Oh, okay, there you go, perfect. And that's what will help you achieve success in this business, is just taking imperfect action consistently. So as you see, we had some technical difficulties here, and Tim didn't even have light on this video, and he's $1 million earner. So you don't even have to know how to have lights on in your video, and you still make money. Isn't that right, Tim? You don't have to be perfect. This is not about taking perfect action. It's about taking action. So, but you know, Tim, since when I was looking at Skinny Body Care and I was looking for a company to get involved with, my thing was I needed to lose some weight. So that was one of the things for me. And so, I mean, I can tell you about my experience, of course, but people want to know, you know, like, really, does it work? You know, so that was like one of the main things for me, because, you know, it's like, for me, it's important that I promote something that I believe in. Integrity is really big in anything that I do, because I don't want to tell people about a product, a company, or anything unless I believe in it. And so I started using the product. I mean, I haven't been on the product, but about 6-7 weeks now. I'm down about 17 pounds. It's really been effortless. And so that's been my experience. But, you know, I know because of the years that you've been with Skinny Fiber, you can definitely tell me how does it work for people? Because that's like the question I get from people all the time. Does it really work? So, I mean, what's been your experience in 3.5 years of actually working with this product? What can people expect?
Well, I don't want to give people an expectation. And let me say this for a reason. Everybody's body is different.
Yeah.
And when I joined this company, I joined it to make money. And my biggest concern with the company was a stupid pink bottle with a woman on it. And I'm like, how in the world am I going to sell this? And plus, from being around the industry, I've seen so many weight loss products. Will this stuff really work? And it actually blew my mind when I got started with the company. People would start sending me, quote unquote, testimonies. And pounds started dropping like crazy. And now it's to a point we have thousands and thousands of people's testimonies that if you're a rep of this company, we tell you where to go get them. These are real people. You can pick up the phone and call them. You can talk to them on Facebook. You will see them. It blew my mind. When we have events, the few we have each year, you will literally see it with your own eyes. So the product works. And what I tell people is how does it work? I don't know. I could run through every ingredient. What it doesn't matter because this product comes with if you come in on the silver or gold package, it comes with a 90-day empty bottle money back guarantee. And what I tell people is take the product. I've had a few people that told me the product didn't work for them. Here's what happened though. When I would ask them and speak to them, what I found out, they weren't taking the product. If you take this product, guys, this product has a result. And the proof is in the pudding. We're the only company, and I'm getting into some legal stuff here when it comes to this industry and why I planted my seed here with this company. You really have to have customers. This is the only company I know in this industry that's doing over 80% customers to members. We have more people taking this product that are not distributors in this company that are ordering it every single month with less than a 1% return rate than we do have distributors like us that are marketing it. And if that doesn't excite you, you may not even understand what that really means. When you have something that people want and it has a value and they will buy it regardless of the opportunity that could be attached to it, you've got something special. And when it comes to weight loss, folks, and my mentor taught me this is another thing he taught me that I did not listen to for over 20 years because I never would touch a weight loss product or a nutritional product. But he told me, he said, Tim, 20 years ago, people wanted to lose weight. Today, more than ever, especially if you just turn on the news, the epidemic in this country, weight loss is huge. And 20 years from now, people will still what? Be looking to lose weight. When it comes to technology products and all of these different type of things, guys, that stuff changes so much. Price points come and go. They drop. They get lower. I've been there, done that. Weight loss will always be here. There will always be customers. And I'm telling you what I learned, I've never seen this before. Even skinny people want to lose weight. It's the craziest thing. So absolutely, this product flat out works. But don't take my word for it. Try it. It's 100% risk-free, so it's really nothing to lose.
You know, and Tim, I'll tell you, truthfully, I mean, there was a couple reasons why I wanted to get involved. One, the fact that it was a weight loss product. And secondly, because it forces me to be accountable. I mean, I've been, I don't have 20-something years of experience like you. I've been doing this really less than 2 years. But in the last 2 years, I've picked up a lot of weight. Just working from home on the internet, I mean, I've picked up a lot of weight, and I didn't realize how much until I need to go in and put on some regular clothes because I work at home in yoga pants and T-shirts all the time. And I realized, I was telling someone, what makes this the perfect business for me is that it holds me accountable to myself. Because one, this is not my ideal weight, and just like anyone else, we feel better when we look better. So it's a physical thing, but then also it's a health thing. Obesity runs in my family, and I have sisters who are on a high blood pressure medication. My mother died from obesity-related illnesses. My father had heart disease. So there are illnesses in my family that I don't want to address, and then I have some personal problems myself as far as health that I don't want to get worse. So I knew that this would force me, if my business was tied to me keeping healthy and being able to show other people how to stay healthy, that was a different type of motivator for me. And I said, wow, I might actually be onto something. Why didn't I think of this earlier? So I started looking at this as a really serious business. But one of the things that I was concerned about was, could I make money doing this? Can you really make money? Because I just saw it the same way you did. It's like it's just this little bottle. How do you make money off of just selling one bottle? There was no big upsells. There's no whole product line. There's a whole bunch of shakes. I mean, where do you really make the money? We're not pushing 50 million products on people like some of the other companies do. So how do you really make money? Because that's how I was taught, is there's 50 products, and such is not the case. I mean, literally, we've got the Skinny Body Care, and I've got my ageless, which I'm in my 40s. I use the ageless now. This stuff is, I got this by the bottles, but there's not all these products. So how do people make money? That was my question, and is this going to really work for me? So I'm sure you can answer this for people a whole lot better than me, because I'm right now literally just ignorance on fire and telling people, yeah, you will make money. So are people making money doing this? Did we lose you? Okay, lost you for a second. All right, still here? All right, we lost Tim for a second. So while we wait for him to log back in, oh, here we go. While we wait for Tim to log back in, that was the main thing that I was really curious about, is because there are not all these things, was this going to be a program that worked for me? And to be honest with you, it was actually kind of refreshing at the same time, because when you're not having to explain 15 different things to people, it's really nice. When you're not having to tell them about 7 different products, and there's just one thing that's going to help them on their journey, it really makes a difference, and it's made a big difference for me. I was talking to a friend of mine today who actually signed up, who was asking, so am I going to have to do this? Am I going to have to do that? I said, absolutely not. You can do whatever type of meal plan you want. You can follow whatever type of system you want, but you have to take the Skinny Fiber at least 30 minutes, 2 pills 30 minutes before you have your meal. So, Tim, were you on before you got cut off? Did you hear the last part of the conversation?
No.
Oh, okay. Said one of the things that I was explaining was that in starting all of this, I was real intrigued on how I was going to make money doing it too if there was not a whole bunch of upsells and things to buy, since they're really, the flagship product is the Skinny Fiber. So, are people really making money doing this was really my thing. That's what I really wanted to know. And of course, I've explained it to people, but you're the man here. You can definitely tell people what's going on.
Yeah, the money is, like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and typically in these companies, you have your leaders, people like myself. They're going to make money. They're big recruiters, or they can do the events, and they can do the dog and pony show and meetings. It gets old after a while, but that's the way it's done. This company literally changed my life from an aspect of seeing average people. Our top money earners have no network marketing experience whatsoever. Our top earner, Jackie Stewart, she's never done network marketing before, had no clue. She just wanted to help people lose weight. Made well over $1.2, $1.3 million last year. I've got a young lady who's only been in the company, I want to say, a year and maybe 6 months. I met her last January at her first event. She had just joined the company, named Courtney Looper, real shy girl, but she had that fire in her eye. And she told me before we left that event, she said, Tim, I'm going to do this. And you guys have to hear the story. We'll get her on one of these hangouts soon. You know, almost $400,000 in a year, but not only that, everybody in her family's doing the business. Her mom made 6 figures last year. Her sister's making money. She's brought the whole family into it, and this is all they do. You know, we have people that are getting out of debt. We have people we've got a couple of people that have paid cash for their homes. And again, without the flash mob, not posting all this stuff on Facebook, because none of that matters. Nobody really cares. But what I like to see, though, is when you have massive people that are earning an extra $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month, able to pay their bills, able to, you know, it's real big with me. When I was growing up, I came up in a pretty much upper middle class household. And so I had all of the things, but one thing I didn't have was parents that took us on vacations. And as I got older, I said, one thing I'm going to do is if I ever have a family and children, I'm going to make sure I spend that time with them, because I didn't get that time when I was coming up. And I meet so many people, it just saddens me. You know, forget the $1 million earner crap, okay, whatever. That is what it is. But when I meet people, I mean friends of mine, people that have decent jobs, but they're so afraid to take time off. And then they get 2 weeks vacation time, and they're spending it in their garage. They're planning their trip to Disney 3 years from now, and it's just, that's not living your life, guys. I mean, if you could just, man, understand that you never get time back. You know, money doesn't buy happiness, but you know, it's better to cry on a Mercedes than it is on a bicycle. So this can change your life for more reasons than I don't ever like to talk about the big money and all of that stuff, because in some people's lives it's just, I mean, an extra $300-400 a month would save most people from even filing a bankruptcy in this country. And that's what it's about, guys, and we want to just help as many people experience that as we can.
Yeah, and Tim, I always say that money does not buy happiness. What it does is it provides options and opportunities.
Absolutely.
That's really what this is about. And I always tell people, our goal is to help people live the life of their dreams. But the life of someone else's dream is going to be different than mine. I was speaking with a young lady once, and I remember her telling me that her dream was to live in an RV and travel across the country. Well, I can tell you that's not my dream. I do not want to live in an RV and travel across the country. But that's her dream. And
Absolutely.
for her to be able to achieve that dream, it would take less than what it would take for most people to go and buy a luxury vehicle. So you never know what someone's dream is, and you're right. Being able to earn an extra $500 a week, or $5,000 a month, or $50,000 a month is gonna make a difference in someone's life, but it's gonna impact them in different ways depending upon what their dream life is and what their vision is for their future. So what I like about this business is that it's the vehicle that can get them all there. So whether it's 500, 5,000 or 50,000, that they can all achieve their dreams with Skinny Body Care. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And we make it so simple here with our tools and our system. This happens to be one of them. If a guest is watching this, man, you can go right there to that site down there below, click the Join Them button, and you can get started here with the company. Pam actually, thank you, Pam, actually put this together. Didn't ask, didn't charge, she said, we need to do this. Let's make it happen. And she opened it up for the whole company, not just her team or those distributors under her, but everybody's here, guys. And that's what we do. We've got the conference calls, and we're not dragging people to the hotel every Thursday night, every Friday night, begging our friends and family to come that never show up anyways. This is, and bottom line is we're having fun. We're creating relationships. We're meeting new people. Some of us are traveling like crazy. This is an adventure, and it's fun. I mean, I'm having fun. And again, it's not about the money. The money doesn't matter. This is awesome. And just the chase of taking this company to $1 billion is really what drives me. And man, I just can't wait to see all of you guys when we get there, just the impact that we're not only going to make on our lives and our families' lives, but I posted something today of being able to give back into our communities and to help others and to help, I see a lot of people all the time, they say, I love helping people. Well, that means nothing if you're broke. I mean, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to give back, to be able to do for either your church or your synagogue or whatever it may be, or be able to help someone that's hungry, or, man, there's no greater feeling than that in the world, and to be able to have the means to do it is what it's really all about.
Yeah, and you know what, Tim, and I've heard you say this before, and I tell this to people often, in order to be able to help others, you have to first be able to help yourself. So, and that's like really key. And what's great about this whole thing is the simplicity of being able to help yourself. I like that ordinary people are winning in this company. Typically you go into, and I haven't been with a lot of companies, but you see some of the quote-unquote heavy hitters, and here your heavy hitters are mom and pops. They're people who just lost weight and started sharing it with their friends and family. They're normal, everyday people who just decided one day, you know what, I'm fed up with either being overweight or I'm fed up with being broke, and I'm going after that extra $500 a month or that $5,000 a month, or heck, I think I could do $50,000 a month. And then next thing you know, somebody who was living in a 2-bedroom apartment just bought them a $200,000 home. I mean, it's things that, stories like that I hear that amaze me, because it literally just started out with them saying, I just want to change. It was a decision, that one decision that started from not a hangout, but a phone call. And
right.
Now it's going to start from a hangout like tonight. Someone's going to be on this hangout tonight, and they're going to see you talking and hear us talking, and they're going to make the decision to click on the button below and join this team. And let me tell you, one of the things that really got me involved in wanting to just do whatever I could as part of the team was that the slogan was one team, one dream. And that meant something to me, because not only was it just a slogan, but early on from day one, I knew you guys meant it. Without going into a lot of details, we had a lot of conversations behind the scenes, and I knew you guys meant it. And when you said we were building a family, I felt it. And so for me, I felt like, families pitch in. Just like when I go to my sister's house for dinner, I go grab something. If she's cooking, what can I help do? So it's the same thing, and I felt like we're all on the same page. We're all trying to help people. We're trying to change lives. We're trying to empower people financially, physically, emotionally, and create wealth for people's families. So I wanted to be part of it in any way that I could, and you're just so giving of everything that you do. How could someone not want to help this team?
Thank you. I know everybody loves it. After we said we're going to start these, I think everybody was so excited today. And if you're new, guys, you're seeing history being made. This is going to be an ongoing thing. You'll be able to just post a link. It'll have your site on it, which you get free from our company. And you send them here. You don't even have to. You could be at work somewhere, and you've got people that are watching the next hangout that are signing up in your business, and it's just growing, and that's what this is about.
Yeah, and guys, everything, the really great thing about what's being done is that there's a training site that's being put together. I mean, in addition to what Skinny Fiber, Skinny Body Care provides for us. Let me back up. That right there just really, you talk about flatline, blew my mind, because I've been involved in a few companies where literally it took me about a week to just get things set up. Let me just be honest. I felt like I was doing a whole nother job just trying to get set up before I can even get set up to start getting set up to start making some money. So to be able to get myself situated in less than 5 minutes and be in business where I could start sharing pages, I think, there's a gazillion pages, it felt like, not just in English, but in Spanish and Italian and all these different languages. I was like, what the heck am I getting here? All of this is just, part of me buying the one bottle. It was just really kind of crazy for me. It was really a new experience because I'm so used to having to do all this stuff on my own and create pages and all this stuff. I just didn't know what to do with myself. So when you add all this other stuff in, that the training site is being put up, and now we're going to start incorporating the Hangout. I'm just, really excited to be part of it because it's so much going on. It's going to touch so many people's lives and reach so many people. And I think one of the things that have been is just going to really make a difference is how many people's bank accounts is going to impact, because their businesses are really going to grow, Tim. I mean, people are going to see a big difference. And so that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about is bank accounts. Are people getting paid with this business? Because obviously that's what a lot of people want to know. They're interested in losing weight, obviously, but also, like me, they wanted to know, could they make money with this? So are people actually getting paid with Skinny Fiber?
Yeah, it's funny. This is our first one, so you just have me here, so I could say anything because people are watching this and they're like, he's a guru. He's one of the top people. I understand. We're going to open this thing up one night and just bring on hundreds of people that are getting paid. Yes, we are getting paid. When I say we, thousands of people. We're probably going to have our biggest pay run tomorrow. Everybody's excited. We get paid tomorrow, and it's the 4th of July. Those checks will be in our bank accounts on Saturday. Some of your money, depending on who you bank with. We're getting weekly checks, monthly checks. They're adding bonuses to our checks tomorrow. It's a beautiful thing. But to answer your question, heck yeah, we're getting paid.
And I have to tell you a real quick funny story. I'm not a $1 million earner yet, but my first week I made I think it was $316, but I wasn't expecting to make it. Here's the crazy thing. It showed up in my account, and I was like, where did this money come from? Because it came so quick. I was so used to these companies that hold your money 2, 3, 4 weeks, and this came it was like the next week, and it was like the next day, so it was in my bank account like that Friday, and I really didn't know where the money came. And then when I looked at it, I was like, where did this come from? And then when I looked, I was like, they paid me. And I remember telling everyone, I was like, I didn't sign up a whole lot of people, and I made $300-some. I was really floored by that. And the crazy thing is I've made more in other companies, but I wasn't as impressed as I was about that $316 because it showed up the next day. And so I can vouch and definitely say it pays, and it pays on time. And that meant a whole lot to me because knowing that you're doing something and knowing that the money is going to show up on time means a whole lot, especially when you're working so hard and you're helping your team. So thanks for answering that question. It's,
I'll tell you,
question.
Tell you a quick story behind that. It's so funny. We've always paid on time, every time. And it just so happens that our CEO was on vacation last week, and he went to a dude ranch in nowhere, Montana, and did not have phone service for a week. And I know how he does the pay runs. And so we get paid on Thursdays or Fridays if it's the end of the month on our monthly check. And because Ben didn't have a phone, everybody was going paranoid because we are so spoiled of getting paid about 11 o'clock on Friday or 12, depending on where you are during the day. And so the pay didn't show up at 11 or 12 last week, and everybody was hitting me up in emails. And I was like, it's going to be okay. And we happened to have a call at night, but the money hit on time. It hit on Thursday, and that money was in the bank that next morning. Actually hits my account. I can tell you exactly when it hits. 3 a.m. with Wells Fargo Central Standard Time.
Know the time. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I know one of the questions a lot of people have asked me, and see, I'm not big on answering questions, so I'm going to ask you because I have a lot of people watching tonight, is why Skinny Body Care? Because I'm just telling them, listen, you don't want to miss this. That's my answer. I haven't seen anything like this before. I mean, when I say I haven't seen anything like it before, I'm talking about the community. I'm talking about the compensation plan. I'm talking about everything. But then, of course, I'm new. So when I say excited, I'm excited times 10. When I say ignorance on fire, I mean, I'm just all over the place. Just doing whatever I can, talking to whoever I can, because I believe in this company. I believe in our team. And I mean, my results are showing. I was able to get. I have a series of pants, and you women know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to say anything. Tim, you may not understand this, but we have a series of what we call our big girl pants, and for me, they go from an 8 up to a 14. Well, I'm going down in my big girl pants right now, and so I'm able to start moving down, and I'm almost down 2 sizes just from doing this product. So that makes a big difference to me. So, but you know, why this company? You know, why now and why this company? That's the thing, because I've been telling everybody, listen, you want to do this right now. Don't wait till next week. Now is the time. So I want you to tell them, because they need to hear from you.
Well, real simple. One is timing. Timing is crucial. Right now, when companies start going into momentum, I'm not going to go through that training, but it's something called the S-curve. Now is the time, because now you're seeing everybody being attracted to us, and this is where you're going to see the biggest growth spell, and you want to be a part of that. Second reason, cost of entry. We have the right cost of entry, folks. People are sick and tired of these companies that are doing this thing called a front load. That's where you got to buy 20 of these, 30 of these up front, you sell to your friends and family, and they're going to charge you $1,500, $500, $1,000, and tell you that's the best way to come in. People are tired of that. Our highest package is 3 bottles, get 3 free. $179. You can get started in this company for less than $80 on the 1 bottle. So when you think about duplication, what can the masses do? What will the masses get involved in? Not the big hitter of the people that can write a $1,000 check or $1,500 check to get started in something. Compensation. We've got the highest. I'll put it up against any company out there. We pay out 80% on the front, 70% on the back, real money with absolutely no breakage. You don't understand comp plans, you don't have to. And those factors alone is what's it. But you have the right ownership. You've got the right management. You've got seamless systems. Let's talk about that for a minute. Systems. All of our systems are free. We don't charge you for systems. You don't have to go out and buy autoresponders, write letters to do the follow-up for you. Any of the stuff we've had to do in this industry. You don't have to go spending money on training and all that. We have the best trainers in the industry. And last reason you want to get in right now is because I've got a special announcement I'm going to make probably tomorrow, but I've got a special call coming up Tuesday night where I'm bringing on a $50 million earner in this industry to train each and every one of you.
I didn't know about that one.
Let that out the bag. I talked to him today.
You just shocked me. I'm over here like, wait a second. Okay.
$50 million from home.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And key word, what did you say, no cost?
No cost. Everything's free here. I've been in this company 3.5 years. I haven't bought leads, no system. We get all that stuff free from the company. And if we don't have it and we want it, our ownership will create stuff for us. I've seen him do it. And he takes ideas from you guys. If you come up with something creative, because I may even get this hangout thing put in the back office somewhere. I mean, this is just awesome. So he's not, we don't have another reason about this company, I tell you, we don't have the breakage. I heard John Gallardi speak about this a couple of weeks ago, and I never thought about it. But we don't have, typically you have layers of management and layers of leadership. I've been around jerks in this industry where when they're at a certain level, you can't talk to them. To get invited to their suite, say at a convention, you had to be a certain title, or you weren't good enough to get around these guys. They would have select seating for certain people. We don't do that in this company, guys. You come to a convention, you'll see me, Jackie Stewart, Courtney Luke. You can come up, shake our hands, give us hugs, ask us questions, sit at the same table we're sitting at eating. We just don't have that culture here in this company where anybody's different or anybody's better. And I was speaking about the layers. You don't have to go through someone to get to someone. I mean, I live in Facebook land. I live in Facebook. If you ask my address, I say Facebook and give my address. It really is. You guys can email me right on Facebook. And it doesn't have to, you don't have to go through your, I hate the word upline and all that stuff, because we're all on the same team. But we don't have that here. And if you've been around this industry, you've seen it. I've seen it, and I remember I never could stand it.
Yeah, I was talking to Desi earlier today, and we were just having this conversation because obviously you're in my upline, but I don't know where, somewhere up there, but I have really no clue where. And from the time I started talking to you, you never treated me like I was, I don't know how many levels down. And we haven't had the opportunity to meet personally, but I met with Desiree personally, and we were just talking about that whole thing about how it's just about working with people who want to do the work and helping people who are trying to build a team and help people. And it doesn't really
Right.
matter where they're placed at. And, you know, that's major because everywhere else people are just extremely territorial, and it's about how much bigger their pockets could get. And the crazy thing is people who already have these fat pockets trying to make them even fatter and unwilling to help people who really are hungry and really do have the desire and really do want to try and build something. So I love that anytime I have a question, I can get answers without having to run around in a circle, and that I have the ability to try and give input and try and be a productive team member without being shoved to the back because I am maybe 15 levels down. That's a really great part, and that, you know, means a lot, especially when you do want to try and help and you do want to try and change lives. So and thank you for that, for just being so transparent and just for wanting to help everyone and for giving everyone this platform. It means a lot that you have a company and that you have leaders who are willing to share their hearts and willing to give everyone the opportunity to have this type of freedom. I mean, it's really unheard of. Usually there's a price tag attached to everything. You know, it's like the shell game. I'm from Chicago, and we call it that, you know, shell game, where, you know, they show it to you under the shell, but then when you go to grab it, it's not there. Do you know what I'm talking about? So it's like, you know, we don't, it's none of that here. You know, there's no game plan. Everything is laid on the table, and it's what you get. And that's really refreshing, especially when you are trying to find a home and you do want to build a business and you do want to build a huge team and organization. I got here and I said to you a couple times, wow, you know, I feel like I'm home. And that's a weird feeling for me because I've been trying to find that for the last 18 months.
And you walked away from a lot of money.
I walked away from I walked away from what most people make in a year. I walked away from that in a month. Yeah. So, yeah, it was yeah. Yeah, let's not talk about that. It was a lot of money. But you know what? All money is not good money, Tim.
Exactly. All money is not good money.
Right. You have to feel good about what you're putting people into, and I feel good about where we're putting people, and I feel good about this company, and more than anything, I like that we can change people's lives on different levels. We're changing their health, we're changing their financial situation, we're changing the outlook on how they live their lives. I mean, you said something, I remember in a post one day about traveling more now than you did when you were with another company, and that really stuck with me because I got into this whole industry to have freedom, but I was doing something else that made me feel like I had a freaking job. So anything that's going to take away my freedom, I'm deflecting it. It's not going to work for me. I want to be able to, you know, not only show people how to have freedom financially, but live a life of freedom. So if it enslaves me, I can't do it. So I love this. Desi and I were talking about how we live on our phones because our entire business can be run from an iPhone.
Absolutely.
That, to me, that's huge. So, and we're not talking about you run your $1 million business from your phone. Man, you can't do that anywhere else. You can't. You know, half phone will travel. So it's really huge, and it's
exactly.
As crazy as it sounds, it's a sigh of relief knowing that, one, I know that I'm positioned to out-earn what I was earning, and that within the next 12 months that I'll earn $1 million with this company. It's
absolutely.
So it's a weird feeling, but knowing that everything is already provided and that anyone that's watching and participating right now, that they have the same opportunity to do what you've already done, what we're working towards doing, what I'm working towards doing, that they can do the exact same thing. It's just about making a decision about getting started right now and then taking action. That's it.
You can do it so much faster and simpler than I did it. When I joined, we didn't have everything we have now. We didn't have Google Hangouts. We didn't have a lot of the enhancements we've added to the compensation plan, like the $300,000 bonus, $100,000. You guys have it made right now. I mean, it's pretty much get in, plug in, and stay in. I say it all the time, GPS. You got to get in. Once you're in, get plugged in. And just, you know, people ask me all the time, how are you making so much money in Skinny Body Care? I say, because I'm still here. That's why. It's real simple. I'm still here. And that's what it takes.
I think you kind of just like brushed over something, because remember I told you I was ignorance on fire. When I got in, my sponsor is Kai, and I was looking at the whole thing like it was Greek. I just didn't understand the compensation plan, but I respect him so much. And then when he introduced me to you, I was like, okay, see, now my focus is on joining people. And I had so much respect for you guys. I said, okay, well, if they're in it, and I think I saw Deeka's profile and Desi, and I was like, okay, well, I'm doing it. I had no clue how I was going to make money. I just said, well, it looks like there's a lot of money. It's a great company. The business looks solid. I'm doing it. So that's what I did. But here's the thing. I had no clue about how I was going to make it, what I was going to do. I know Kai was laughing at me because I was like, well, what level do I need to come in at? I said, never mind, I'll just come in at the highest level. That just made sense to me. I want to make the most money. And I know he was like, oh, Lord, if she asked me one more question. But you just mentioned some bonuses, and you just kind of went past that, flew past that. And right now I know that we have some promotions going on too. So do you mind sharing that since we got a few more minutes?
Yeah, we've cut all the volume requirements in half, guys. You can get in this thing right now and rank yourself up. We pay out multiple bonuses, starting at a $250 bonus for going gold, $1,000 bonus for going platinum. Let me cover those real quick. It's $250 for hitting gold. That should take you about a week in this company if you're serious. If it takes longer, so what? Platinum pays a $1,000 bonus. You keep the $250, you get the $1,000. It's all cash. It's not finance to you like a couple of companies I know. They're flash checks, but you don't get that money. They pay you over time. $1,000 is platinum. We've had people go platinum in their first 2 weeks in the company. Some take a month, some take a year. It doesn't matter. But then you go to the next step is diamond. You get a $5,000 bonus at diamond. The next rank is crown diamond, the rank I'm at, and my wife is at. You get a $25,000 bonus there. Then the next rank is Royal Crown Diamond, which we have not created one. I'm that one. We don't have one yet. But we plan on doing some big things over the next few months. That pays a $100,000 bonus. And people, say, how long does it take? Well, on your job, how long would it take to get a $100,000 bonus? And at those levels, you're making money. Then we just added a house bonus. You create 3 Royal Crown Diamonds in your organization, we'll pay you $300,000. We call it a house bonus, but you can buy whatever you want. It's all cash. The average incomes, I can disclosure to you here, the average platinum in this company makes over $4,000 a month. After being in the company 6 months, the average diamond, listen to this, the average diamond in this company after being in the company 6 months is making over $20,000 a month, and the average crown diamond or above in this company is averaging over $80,000 a month. Clear and simple, guys. And with this new promotion right now, you could run those ranks quick. So you definitely want to get in right now and run hard this month while that money's on the table.
Yeah, and Tim, while you were talking, shout out to all the women who also are dropping down in their big girl pants. Y'all knew what I was talking about. I saw the post. I just wanted to listen. That's a big to do when you go from that 12, because we keep those pants around. We don't tell nobody. They're pushed like in the back in the closet. We got the 12s and the 14. Listen, y'all, I want to hear you guys. Who's coming to Vegas in single-digit pants? That's what I want to hear, y'all. Who's coming to Vegas in August in single-digit pants? I can tell you this girl here will not be coming in no double-digit pants, so I want to know who else is coming in single-digit pants thanks to Skinny Body Care. So shout out to all the women who are doing their thing, and they got rid of the big girl pants. I'm getting rid of all my big girl pants. I'm getting my I'm holding it down for the 40+ women, getting my sexy back because I'm getting ready to get married, and this is helping me get my body back together. So listen, I'm not the only one. He gets sick of my fiance gets sick of me talking about it, but I'm like, look, this is a big to do to me because I'm a snacker and I'm normally eating sweets, and I literally don't eat any of that stuff anymore, which to me is amazing. I don't even go in the store and buy it. So that's like huge because I would buy up the whole snack aisle. So I want to see you guys post on the page which one of you guys are going to be joining me in the single digits because of Skinny Body Care, because that's like big to do so we can get our pictures together and be looking all sexy. Okay, I got off track, Tim, sorry. But anyways, but seriously, I know we're heading towards an hour. Folks, let me ask Tim like one last question. Tim, somebody just getting started, what would you tell them the first thing that they need to do when they get started? What would you tell them, like your number one bit of advice that you would give for someone brand new?
Basically, get plugged in, then write all your questions down. Put them in a shoebox. Put the shoebox in your closet. Come back in 6 months, and I guarantee you will be able to answer every question you have in that shoebox. You just got to get in here. Once we get you plugged in, you just run like hell. I'm just going to say it like it is. You do not have to understand everything. Just duplicate what we're already doing and show you how to do. It's that simple. If you can copy and paste, you can do this. And my little daughter's right here trying to wave, and she doesn't have any clothes on. Go put some clothes on.
She's trying to get her camera moment in. All right, guys, you heard it. First ever interview, first ever hangout for Skinny Body Care's Dream Team. First ever opportunity to interview. I mean, Tim Miller, legend. Seriously, I mean, this guy has helped so many people, including myself. Just changing so many lives. And I mean, let me tell you guys, if you're watching this, first of all, get back to the person who put you on this hangout. Tell them you want to get started now. Now is the time, not tomorrow, not next week. Make the sacrifice. Get started now. If you're watching this hangout, just click on the button below and get started today, and get back to the person and tell them, listen, you want to get on the fast track because we have so many days left in this month where you can take some serious action and get yourself to the highest level possible. I know for me, I'm going for diamond this month. We are not playing games. There are so many lives we can change. I've got team members who are going for diamond. We're going for platinum. It's just the opportunity that's been afforded to us is just crazy. So, Tim, let me tell you again, first of all, thank you for sharing all of this information with everyone who's watching, and thank you for giving me this opportunity and this privilege to be able to interview you and to be able to do it for the very first time on this hangout, for me to be able to be the first person to talk to you on our Google Hangout. And I'm looking forward to all of the hangouts we're going to be doing with this team, all of the lives we're going to be changing. We had in total, I think, 600 people group hangout, plus another 275 that were on direct links. So we're talking almost 900 people who showed up for our very first hangout. Not bad at all. So I'm very excited about the possibility, and I'm saying next time, I'm saying next time we're going to hit more than 1,000 people. So thank you again. And everyone, you guys have a wonderful night. Tim, thank you so much for doing this for us and everything that you do for our team and to change lives and to help people transition into having freedom and to being able to tell their job goodbye.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank all of you guys. All of you guys inspire me. My only goal is to take this company to $1 billion, and I can't do it by myself. As I always say to everybody, a man with a shovel, he can't do anything but dig a hole. But if all of us grab a shovel, we can move mountains, guys. Let's just go out here and do this thing and do it big. Thanks, everybody. Thanks again, Pam. You're awesome.
Thanks, Tim. Have a good night, everyone.